Hello everyone, and welcome to my BTG official channel. No one in Crestwood could have predicted that Jacob, the man who once swore eternal love to Naomi beneath the glowing chandeliers of the Gates mansion, would one day walk away from her just weeks before their wedding. For months, the entire town had been preparing for what was promised to be the most beautiful ceremony of the year, a lavish celebration that symbolized hope, redemption, and forgiveness after everything the Gates family had endured. But behind the carefully arranged flowers, the glittering invitations, and Naomi's radiant smile lay a truth so poisonous that not even love could survive it. Jacob's decision to call off the marriage wasn't impulsive, nor was it fueled by cold feet or fading passion. It was born from a revelation that shattered everything he thought he knew about the woman he loved, and the dark, twisted history that bound their families together in a web of deceit. It all began on the night of the engagement party, a night that was supposed to mark the beginning of forever. Guests filled the grand ballroom, their laughter echoing through the marble halls, unaware that beneath the surface of perfection, lies and secrets were beginning to unravel. Naomi, breathtaking in her silver gown, smiled at Jacob as if she were the happiest woman alive. But in the corners of her mind, a storm was raging, because she knew something he didn't. Something that, if revealed, would destroy him. For weeks, she had been receiving anonymous messages, blurred photographs, fragments of audio recordings, and cryptic notes signed only with the letter R. Each message hinted at a hidden connection between Naomi's late father and the Gates family fortune, suggesting that the wealth Jacob's family inherited wasn't as pure as everyone believed. Naomi tried to ignore the threats, convincing herself they were lies from someone jealous of her happiness. But the more she tried to bury the truth, the more it clawed its way to the surface. Then, just days before the wedding, Jacob received a package that changed everything. Inside was a flash drive and a single note that read, "You deserve to know who she really is." Against his better judgment, Jacob opened the files, and what he found left him trembling. The drive contained surveillance footage from years ago, showing Naomi's father meeting secretly with a man Jacob recognized instantly, Randy Porter, the same man recently arrested for trying to kill Bill Gates under Hayley's orders. The footage captured documents being exchanged, documents bearing the Gates family seal. Jacob couldn't believe his eyes. Why would Naomi's father be working with a man tied to the attempted murder of his own uncle? Why was Naomi's name scribbled in the margins of those contracts? He felt his heart crack as realization hit. The woman he loved might have been part of the same chain of betrayal that nearly tore his family apart. But that was only the beginning. When Jacob confronted Naomi, hoping for an explanation, she broke down, tears streaming down her face as she confessed a truth more horrifying than he imagined. Her father hadn't just been involved with Randy Porter, he had funded him. Years ago, before his death, Naomi's father had invested in a secret project meant to destroy the Gates empire from within. It was supposed to be a business rivalry gone too far, but it escalated into a vendetta after Bill Gates publicly humiliated Naomi's father in court. Out of revenge, her father partnered with Randy and Hayley in a scheme that would eventually cost lives and reputations. Naomi swore she had nothing to do with it, that she only learned the truth after her father's death, but Jacob couldn't shake the feeling that there was more she wasn't saying. Her guilt, her hesitation, her secrecy, they all spoke louder than her words. The moment she admitted that she had kept this from him, knowing how much pain the Gates family had endured because of Hayley's betrayal, something inside Jacob broke. He realized that love built on lies could never stand. He had spent years trying to heal from the damage his family suffered, his Uncle Bill nearly killed, Dani traumatized, the Gates legacy smeared by scandal. And now, the woman he trusted most had been hiding the one truth that connected her bloodline to the very people who tried to destroy them. The image of Naomi in her white wedding dress began to blur in his mind, replaced by the haunting thought that maybe she had always been part of the plan. Maybe her love was just another weapon disguised as devotion. But destiny wasn't finished with them yet. As word of Jacob's doubts began to spread, Hayley, ever the puppet master, sensed an opportunity. From her holding cell, she contacted Naomi through a mysterious lawyer and offered her a deal: protect the truth about your father's crimes, or watch Jacob learn everything. Hayley still had recordings, proof that Naomi's father had transferred large sums of money to Randy's offshore accounts, money that indirectly funded the attempt on Bill's life. Naomi was trapped. If she went to the police, her family name would be destroyed forever. If she stayed silent, she would lose Jacob. In desperation, she tried to meet the lawyer in secret, hoping to buy Hayley's silence, but Jacob followed her. What he saw that night sealed his decision. He watched from the shadows as Naomi handed over an envelope of cash, whispering, "No one can ever find out about this." To Jacob, that was confirmation enough. It didn't matter if she was trying to protect him, trust once broken cannot be repaired with excuses. When he finally confronted her the next morning, his voice was cold, his eyes empty. "I wanted to spend my life with you," he said quietly, "but I can't marry someone who still lives in the shadows." Naomi pleaded, swearing that she was only trying to protect him and his family, but Jacob had already made up his mind. He called off the wedding that afternoon, sending shockwaves through Crestwood. Invitations were cancelled, vendors dismissed, and the mansion that was meant to host their vows turned into a house of silence and sorrow. Naomi locked herself away, drowning in guilt and heartbreak, while Jacob disappeared into the Gates vineyard, seeking solace among the ruins of what could have been. Yet even as he tried to move on, Jacob couldn't escape the lingering feeling that there was something deeper behind Naomi's actions, something darker than even she understood. One evening, while sorting through the evidence, he discovered a second encrypted file on the flash drive. When he decrypted it, his heart froze. The video showed not Naomi's father, but Naomi herself, meeting secretly with Evan Blake, the mysterious journalist who had been investigating the Gates family scandals for years. The two were seen exchanging a folder labeled Project Phoenix. Jacob realized that Naomi hadn't just been covering up her father's crimes, she had been continuing his work. Project Phoenix wasn't a business deal, it was a covert operation designed to expose every dark secret buried within the Gates estate, including those that Jacob himself didn't know existed. The revelation tore him apart. Had Naomi ever truly loved him, or was their entire relationship part of her mission to infiltrate the family? But before he could confront her again, Naomi vanished. Her phone was disconnected, her apartment abandoned, her dress still hanging in the closet like a ghost of a life never lived. Some said she fled the country. Others whispered that Hayley's allies took her. But Dani believed something else, she believed Naomi was still in Crestwood, hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to return. Because as much as Naomi loved Jacob, she also knew the truth about his family, truths that could destroy the Gates' legacy forever if exposed. Meanwhile, Jacob's heartbreak turned into obsession. He began digging into Project Phoenix, uncovering layers of corruption that pointed back not just to Naomi's father, but to his own mother, Evelyn Gates. Documents revealed that Evelyn had once secretly partnered with Naomi's father to manipulate stock prices, a deal that went terribly wrong and led to decades of animosity. Naomi's father wasn't seeking revenge out of greed, he was trying to expose Evelyn's crimes. Jacob realized that